Welcome back, Hassan. Talk to me, brother. Firstly, I hope you're feeling better. After the how you felt, you feeling ill a few days ago. But talk to me about that performance and losing to Bournemouth 1-0 today.
I mean, you can hear in my voice, I'm still a little bit sick, but the performance today make me even sicker because this club just makes no sense anymore. We're genuinely we are Robin Hood FC. Like, it's just, we take points from Man United, we give to Bournemouth. We take points from City, we give to Leeds. We take points from Spurs, we give to Nottingham Forest. It's just, Liverpool would beat Brazil from 2002 and then they would lose to Jordan. This is the Liverpool. Like, this club is just, I don't even know what to say anymore. This club is just weird this season. Look, when it comes to today's game, Mo Salah dropped an absolute stinker today, even without the penalty miss. Without even the penalty, he was absolutely dreadful. Virgil van Dijk, I thought, had an absolutely horrible performance as well. And it's sad to say those two specifically because those are two world-class players that you can depend on, rely on. But those two, they just let us down today and genuinely didn't have a good performance at all. The rest of the team as well, can't really say anyone was incredible. I thought Harvey Elliott was horrible. Darwin Núñez didn't really have a good game at all as well. I thought Gakpo was probably our best player in the front line. In terms of our midfield, once again, non-existent. Our defense couldn't defend to save our lives. Trent and Robertson both. I thought Trent was actually better than Robertson, to be honest with you. But Robertson never gets spoken about because it's the typical hard-on to talk about Trent the whole time. If Klopp has such a hard-on to bring on Milner, maybe take off Robertson every now and then, switch it up instead of just taking off doing the same shit over and over and over from Klopp's perspective.
He takes off Trent clearly because he sees Trent playing badly. He doesn't take off Robertson. Do you think Klopp is getting that wrong?
Yes, and Klopp doesn't do that because of the reason you said. Klopp pre-plans his substitutions, which is something that we speak about and we consistently criticize. And is about to get into that. The substitutions were absolutely horrible. There was absolutely no reason to take Darwin Núñez off. Even I, someone who isn't the biggest fan of Darwin Núñez, wanted Núñez to stay on because he's a threat. He's a threat in behind. He's a threat in front of goal. If I think Salah deserved to get taken off in that game, to be honest with you, if I'm being completely straightforward. So I think maybe he should have taken off Salah, definitely not Núñez. In terms of the midfield substitutions as well, Henderson, Milner. Look, every big game, we're going to turn up. And you know what? I'm going to be confident against Arsenal at home. We're going to be confident in these big games. When it comes to these small games, the inconsistencies is why we're at where we're at right now. The inconsistencies, the inability to win games in a row like we used to is the reason why we're here right now. You can beat the big teams. You can beat Man United. You can beat Arsenal. You can beat City. You can beat all these guys. But when it comes to the other part of the bottom 10 in the league, you need to beat the likes of Bournemouth, Forest, Leeds, all these teams consistently to be in a much better position. I mean, the 4 games that I've mentioned already, had we won those, we're literally 12 points better off just by beating 4 absolutely horrendous teams. And today, for the first time ever in the Klopp era, in the 73rd minute, I said, guys, we're not scoring a goal because it just smelt like it. You could just feel from watching football for so long, like I have done, that there's no goal going to happen for us. I just gave up. I just knew, okay, we're not going to score a goal and just lock it off because we just offered no threat whatsoever. Now, the one thing I will say, I'm not going to lose my mind. The reason I'm not is top 4 race, you don't need to be as consistent as you need to be in a title race. Like, it's not like I'm fighting City for the league and I must win 20 games in a row to win it. When it comes to top 4 race, all teams are inconsistent. Sorry. Newcastle and Spurs are just as inconsistent, and so they've allowed us to catch up. So it shows you how inconsistent they've been. So, look, for top 4, I do agree with Terry. I still probably see us making it. But as of today, the result is just dreadful, man. Just dreadful. And no player can say he had a good performance today. Maybe besides Gakpo a little bit. But the rest, they were all dreadful.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom, how about yourself, mate? Obviously, I know you got gas this week. You've gone from Klopp in to putting 4 Liverpool defenders into the team of the year. You did.
Gotcha.
Talk to me about the performance. How are you feeling today? A week on, losing that momentum in the top 4 race.
I'm not shocked that we've lost today. I think any Liverpool fan could have told you that with the run of games we've got coming up, you'd back us to beat City and lose to Bournemouth more. We didn't say we've got this weird thing this season where we start games well, and we started today well, but the moment we don't score and we hit the 25th minute, we sit there and go, "Oh, what's the point anymore?" and then just stop playing. Like it's stupid. We had all the pressure, we had all the dominance in the first 25. We had it off they cleared it off the line. We had a couple of good efforts saved. We had a goal ruled out for offside. It's the 25th minute, and we just stopped playing. We just decide, nah, I can't be bothered anymore. I mean, Virgil van Dijk was absolutely horrific on that first goal. You can get done. You can get done by a player. That's fine. But to not even show the effort to sprint back and try and block the cross by the player that has just done you is stupid. Salah, awful. The entire midfield was stunk. I thought Trent was all right. I thought on a defensive end, yes, he was crap, but everyone was crap. He was putting in decent balls, and then obviously our lovely pre-planned substitutions. I genuinely think we're the only team that makes substitutions to deliberately get worse. We make substitutions to get worse. They don't have a positive impact on the game. I mean, it's just you could see it come from Mal. I'm not too bothered. Like in reality, I'm not too bothered because if this was title change, I'd be more bothered. But
I do get that. But this is why, like, you obviously got called out, Tom, for being Klopp out or saying like if this don't improve, Klopp out at the end of the season. I understand that FSG are not buying you everybody you want. But you've got a good enough team to beat Bournemouth. They're bottom of the league. Today was a Jurgen Klopp issue in large parts. The substitutions, as you've mentioned, the high line. Even last week, it was hard to talk about last week because you smashed us and you destroyed us. But in the first half, we nearly scored twice. Even when you were winning 4-5-6-0, we were still beating your high line, and we hit the post and stuff. That is the biggest issue at your club. I think you're the third highest goal scorers in the league, but your defense can't stop leaking. And I'm at a point where I'm not even blaming the defenders anymore. The high line, every single team exploits it, and your manager just doesn't change it. To not criticize Klopp for that is ridiculous, in my opinion.
I mean, it all comes down to gross negligence from everyone within the club. We have built a system that is very successful when it's got all the right pieces, but right now we lack certain pieces, i.e. the midfield. So once you have a system that's so vital to having players in the midfield performing at the level they can perform to, in terms of just constant running, constant pressure, when they're not doing that, it's so easy to break us down because it all falls apart. I mean, this has been an issue. This has been a season-long issue, and we're able to pull it out the bag when it comes to Anfield, and we've got big teams coming because we don't want to, the Anfield crowd and all that. But this summer is massive, and a lot of people have questioned me this week because we beat United 7-0. Oh, you're not Klopp out anymore yet. The point is, I was never saying I want Klopp gone this instance, but my point of view still hasn't changed. I still don't believe, I still don't have the trust in that man to do a full rebuild because I've never seen it before. He's going to get the chance. But I've got massive concerns. I've got major problems around it, and we'll just see what happens. But I mean, that's...
Mom, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. I'm not in the mood to fight you right now. Please, don't start. Don't start, honestly.
Don't start.
What has he said that's wrong? Tell me. Why has he said that's wrong?
Him saying, Klopp, we've already seen, you know what listen, Tom is a different generation to me. So this whole, oh my God, build, rebuild, it's two different things.
You man are like 2 years apart. What are you talking about?
No, he's like 10 years younger than me. He's 18 or 19.
Just whatever.
All this build, rebuild shit is the same shit, bro.
No,
build it. By the way, arguably, rebuilding is a lot easier than building.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
No, but the thing is, Tom,
it depends on your perspective.
Rebuilding don't even last long enough to have a rebuild.
1 second, Rax. Rebuilding is 4 or 5 players. That's rebuilding. Building is you start from the ground. Building is you come and Adam Bogdan is your substitute goalkeeper. Building is you come in and you've got Skirtle, Sacco, Moreno. That's building. Yeah. We ain't got Skirtle, Sacco, Moreno. So all I need to see is 3 new midfielders, a centre back, and we're good to go. And what I will not have is, and Tom, you know I love you and I don't want to fight you. You know, someone who wants fucking Amorim, Portuguese Brendan Rodgers to come in and build this team.
Got a
like
fantastic
Amorim
2-0 draw against Arsenal midweek.
Like Amorim's going to command the respect of the Liverpool dressing room. Like he's going to show, oh, Mo Salah, come, let me teach you how my fucking
Sporting
Lisbon
Klopp had the
winger
respect today,
used
didn't
to
it?
play.
It looked like Klopp had the respect of the place. This is my point. Rebuilding is so different to building. Yes, building is harder. Building is harder from a logistical sense because you've got to get more players in. You've got more chance of duds. But guess what? When you're rebuilding, it's a completely different environment. So
but
Jurgen
Tom,
Klopp,
I have to ask you.
But Tom,
I have to ask you, how long has a manager lasted to rebuild a team?
Tom, the issue was you said you've never seen him do it before, but you never see the vast majority of managers do it before because the vast majority of managers don't last 7, 8, 9 years. Okay, you haven't seen Klopp do it, but I mean that doesn't mean he can't do it. What we have,
he's had more chance than other top managers. Jurgen Klopp had the chance at Dortmund. Let's not act like that Dortmund last season didn't happen.
No.
Let's not act like it happened. Why are we doing revisionism on it?
No, because it's not revisionism, Tom. Tom, it's not revisionism because some of the players that
bottom of the league in January.
He did. And where did he finish? Players like Ciro Immobile at the team to replace Robert Lewandowski.
He wasn't. But he did recover from being in a terrible position where they had shitloads of injuries and the team was dysfunctional.
The players that he wanted at Dortmund in that last season, some of them he didn't want him. He didn't want Ciro Immobile in his team. That's a big option just to replace Robert Lewandowski. He didn't want him. And that's why he had a falling out with the board.
But this is my point. Look at what we are doing. Look at the type of manager we've got. When we are on about a rebuild is being quick on the mark, being able to understand who has to go quickly, being able to put aside your affections, your relationships with a player, and be ruthless. Jurgen Klopp has not shown me in any point of his managerial career that correct side of ruthlessness. And that is the most important factor to a rebuild of a team you've built, because you have to be able to sit there and look at the players that built you up and go, I can't do it with you now. I can't believe in you now. That's the thing. Jurgen Klopp is very good at building because he has no prior relationships. He can go in there and go, I need you gone. I don't care. You've not done anything for me, so I need you gone.
It's all like
it's
just
different.
Guesswork. But this is all just guesswork, Tom. Really,
it's not though, because
it is.
Right,
you know what, guys? You know what? Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game.
Hold on. What top managers have that are currently managing right now? What top managers have successfully built a club up, then rebuilt the club once they'd built it up? What top managers went through 2 cycles?
So who has? Yeah. Okay. So who has? So, but you're advocating to change this where we are now, or not? You're not advocating, but you're posing the question. Mm-hmm. Change where we are now. Any new manager coming in, it's still going to be a rebuild, right? It's not going to be building from scratch. Mm-hmm. It's building with the vast majority of players we already have.
Yeah, but Tom's point is...
So the question is, do you think a new manager can do that better than Jurgen Klopp?
Yes,
I would say that Jurgen Klopp has proven he's a world-class manager.
But Jurgen Klopp is not rebuilding a blank slate. Jurgen Klopp is rebuilding a squad he has spent the last 6 years generating affections with. That's the hot... Look, I will sit there and say Jurgen Klopp is still one of the best managers in the world. But you have to understand the circumstances around the job he's got to do. As a manager, he is a very emotional manager. He's able to get the best out of average players by creating such deep relationships. And a consequence of that is he might not be able to cut loose when the time is right. Okay, we have held on to certain players in the squad.
But the key word you said there, Tom, is might. You've got to give Jurgen Klopp the opportunity to do this.